All right, doing a hangout today, back by popular demand. Yeah, so hope everybody out there is doing good. Alter Ego. So we got Alter Ego so far. Um, but an update. I have passed my permit, so I have a learner's permit now, and we were supposed to start training yesterday. And this training yard is out in the middle of nowhere, and it started pouring down, and they were like, "Just turn around and go home." So yesterday I just took it easy and just set back. Kung Fu Panda 4, indifferent. Thank you, DJ. Yeah, like the only Kung Fu Panda film that I've seen is the second one. Hope you guys can hear me okay out there. But yeah, so yesterday we went to the yard, and this yard is out in the sticks, the boondocks, in the middle of nowhere. And it started pouring down hard, and we sat in the car for probably 20 minutes and scattered storms. So they were like, just go home for the day. And so I turned around, went home, and chilled. So, yeah. But I figured, do a hangout today. I know there's been a couple of people that have asked, when I'm going to have another hangout, and so doing one here, and I'll go for a little bit here. How long we will go, we will see. Madagascar 4, I didn't even know they were. I know there was a couple of Madagascar movies, but I had no idea there were three of them. I never seen any of those. But rest in peace, Anne Heche. Of course, as we all know what happened there, and it's sad to hear. She's had it rough, but just tragic what happened there, and ultimately a sad conclusion to her life. She was a good actress, and I feel bad for the people that their house was just destroyed. But you know, Anne Heche, rest in peace. TV show with the penguins. Yeah, I forgot all about that. But it seems like lately a lot of people are dying, whether it be Olivia Newton-John, Roger E. Mosley, Anne Heche. Everybody's just, you know, everybody's leaving us. Dumb and Dumber 2 would be in there. Uh, I have to really think about that one. Hmm. I haven't seen the number 23, so I don't know how good or bad that film is. But I don't know. I mean, Dumb and Dumber 2 is definitely in there. Um, you could say Mr. Popper's Penguins, or I don't know. I mean, I have to really think about that. Kick Ass 2, I don't know. I know Dumb and Number 2 would definitely be in that top three. Hey, Bobby, what's up? But next on the list, as far as reviews, I think I'm going to do Rumble in the Bronx. I'm going to do the two reviews that were sent by Grand Theft Ruben. He wanted me to review Rumble in the Bronx and Snake in the Eagle's Shadow. Yeah, I did hear about that. Apparently, they're weighing their options. They're trying to figure out what they're going to do. Either apparently, like one of the options is that Ezra Miller gets help, and then it's going to be like limited press where he'll be interviewed and he has to explain his actions, which I don't think that's going to happen. They're talking about pushing forward with him, not, like doing the marketing without him, or just completely scrap the movie. I say completely scrap the movie. And I think with the second option, they're talking about, of course, after this, they're not going to cast him anymore. So the guy's a freaking psychopath. So if you're wondering why, so I have a second light right here, but yeah, I mean, it definitely looks better, but I try to reserve the ring light. So I try to reserve. I mean, LED can last a while, but I try to reserve the ring light for videos, reviews and other random stuff. So that's why, it's not as bright. Well, I got to go with the look of the Predator in the first movie. Then I would say, in the order they came out, I would say that. In the order the films came out, is how I would rank them, as far as and in regards to the look of the Predator. Same thing for Aliens. I mean, well, actually, maybe I could say I prefer the way. I mean, you got the Queen in Aliens, so I could say Aliens, Alien, and then after that, you can go in order, like 3, 4. I still haven't seen Prometheus. I've seen Alien Covenant, but I've never seen Prometheus. Or I call it Alien Kumquat because I didn't care for that. Let's look at some movie news here. 14 best action movies from the 80s ranked. This is from MovieWeb. Oh boy. Let's see. How would I rank every incarnation of Garfield? Well, to be honest, I haven't seen any of the Garfield movies. I like the cartoon from back in the day, but I've never seen any of the movies. John Wick Chapter 4 promises an epic sequel that would be heavy on mythology, ninjas, and violence. Wow, okay. I'm open to that. Give us more ninjas. Just don't have it end on a crappy note. Like, if you're going to do John Wick 5, go ahead and do it. And then get get somebody in there that can that is a martial artist. I don't know. I doubt you would get Van Damme in there, but that would be cool. Get Speakman in there. I don't know, but I would like to see that now. Ryan Reynolds tagging along with the kangaroo. So it'd be like Kangaroo Jack and Deadpool. So we got a few people watching. Yeah, they could be like a buddy movie. I was thinking something in the veins of a Channing Tatum movie Dog. You could maybe. You could do that too. I haven't seen the film, but I know what you're talking about. So I'm hearing good things about Day Shift. I have to check that out one. So yeah, like I said before, the TV in the living room is still not working. Um, like there's Netflix on there, there's Hulu on there and stuff. So I can't watch any of that right now. I would like to see that too. That'd be different. The Punisher 2 almost happened with Thomas Jane and directed by Rob Zombie. Yeah, like apparently, like it was Rob Zombie that was considered, or Walter Hill that was going to direct the Punisher 2. I would not want to see Rob Zombie do it. That's just me. I much rather have Walter Hill direct that. To me, he's a better director. But yeah, I mean, as far as like a sequel to The Punisher should have happened a long time ago. Like now, I would not want to see it. Let's see, what about a movie with Simon Pegg tagging along with the cricket voiced by? That'd be fun. Hey, movie, TV show, and video game fan, how's it going? Good for you to drop in. And it is a hangout, so I don't know who's going to jump in a little bit here. I know uh, I did say that I was going to do a hangout this weekend, so we'll see who jumps in here. But hey, Monster movie fan, 97. Hmm. Well, if it's anything like Sonic the Hedgehog, then I'm open. I'm open to it. If they can make it like Sonic, like Sonic the Hedgehog, then I'm open to it. No problem, man. Yeah, that's coming up here. I think I'm going to review for you Harsh Times and Running Scared. So that I'm working on. Hey, Gabo, how's it going? By the way, it is a hangout, so anybody that wants to jump in, I'll shoot you a link. Never heard of that, Bobby. So I'm trying to start like a podcast, for like one-on-ones, and I'm trying to figure out a name for it. I'm kind of stumped a little bit. Maybe you guys out there can I'm open to suggestions. Like I said, trying to do like little podcasts where I can talk to people one on one, and I'm trying to come up with a name for that. But the Punisher 2 was almost a thing back in the day, and with Thomas Jane and Rob Zombie or Walter Hill was going to direct it. I would not want to see Rob Zombie direct a Punisher movie. Okay. I want to put it in the chat. There we go. Yeah, it's on movieweb.com. They talked about it. Like it was between Rob Zombie and Walter Hill, and I'm good on Rob Zombie directing a Punisher movie. I'm just getting my headphones here because I think Alex is going to jump in here. All right. Yeah, that could work. Lucy's somewhere else. I don't know where she's at. She's probably in the living room watching, like, she likes to sit at the window. Hey,
Hello.
how's it going, man?
Going well, actually. It's been a long ass time. I had my birthday like the past week, you know.
That's great. Happy
Yeah,
birthday. How you feel?
pretty good. Don't feel quite old yet, but if I did, it'd be something.
Yeah. Today marks the 25th anniversary of South Park.
25th anniversary of South Park. Yeah.
Were you ever a fan of South Park, or?
Oh yeah, I watched the show growing up. I was a fan of it. I was also a fan of the movie, bigger, longer, and uncut. And but I haven't caught up with the show in God knows how long.
Okay. Yeah, I've only seen like the first movie. I never really got into the show that heavy.
Right.
Have a good one. But yeah, I think the last time I had a live stream, there was like, oh, when are you gonna have another hangout? I'm like, I'll do it this weekend.
Yeah.
So we'll see who shows up here.
Rob's on. Yeah, undeniably, he do this. He would swear like a trooper.
Did you hear about that? The Punisher 2?
I think I heard somewhere about it that it was gonna be a thing that I think Rob Zombie was gonna direct, but thankfully that never happened.
Yeah, thank God.
Thank God. But at the same time, we got Punisher Warzone, which wasn't much better, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, good riddance, Ezra Miller. Hopefully that fucker gets locked up.
Yeah, like one of the options they're considering is have him sit down in an interview and explain his actions. And I'm like, that's not going to happen.
Nah.
He'll be in jail before that happens.
Yeah. What are they gonna do? Interview him while he's in prison or what?
He'll be behind a piece of glass.
Yeah. Be like those scene in the Batman where like the Riddler's behind the glass or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the DC Batgirl cancellation. Flash kept getting reshoot. Ezra Miller fiasco. What a clusterfuck. Undeniably, it is a clusterfuck to say the least.
Now, what's the whole reasoning for the cancellation of Batgirl and all this? I mean, I've only read a little bit.
Well, from what I read up, from what I've heard, it has something to do with the fact that the movie looked like shit. That it looked like a CW production, and I think they canceled that because Warner Brothers, with their high ass standards, didn't want a movie of that quality to be released.
Yeah. And how much did they spend on Batgirl? It was like 200 million, right? Some crazy amount. Or that may have been for
They've been for the Flash.
something else.
For sure.
Yeah, it's the Flash.
90 million. They spent.
90.
Yeah. Like the stereotype.
You're just going to give them ideas.
To quote Raphael from the Ninja Turtles movie 1990, where did they come up with this stuff?
There's going to be memes about the cancellation of the Batgirl.
Didn't they start already? I'm
I
pretty
haven't
sure.
seen any memes.
Oh, okay. There we go. Ezra Miller, Fry, and DC help, please. Yeah.
Let me let Matt Thomas know, because yesterday he was like he was going to do a live hangout, and I'm like, I'm just going to relax. That was last night.
I actually talked to Matt Thomas before. He does not, even before the fiasco, he was never on board with Ezra Miller playing the Flash.
Yeah,
because he, from what I remember, he didn't want someone to, like the thing with Christopher Reeve as Superman is that he was like a true role model for future generations growing up, and for someone like Ezra Miller to play the Flash, that would set a pretty low standard. That would not be a good standard at all.
Yeah, we got some role models. We got Ezra Miller. We got Brie Larson.
Fucking Amber Turd.
Yeah, Amber Turd.
Who else? That's about it. Because like Gal Gadot and Jason Momoa, I can take them or leave them.
Yeah.
Remember when there were memes about Shrek? Oh yeah, undeniably. The whole Shrek is love, Shrek is life. Yeah. Those are still a thing.
Yeah. I haven't seen any of those memes.
Yeah, they probably died out faster you could say fuck.
But just movie news.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of movie news, third Mortal Kombat Legends animated movie is coming out. The trailer dropped recently. Mortal Kombat Snowblind.
I haven't watched it. I still haven't watched the first animated movie.
Or the second one even.
No, I haven't watched. I got the first one.
Yeah.
Scorpion's Revenge. Yeah, I do have that on DVD.
Scorpion's Revenge, and there was the second one, Battle of the Realms, and now there's this new one, Snowblind, which is going to be weird. Oh, there's the comment on it.
Yeah.
It's about the character. I don't know if you know this guy, Kenshi. He's the blind dude, the blind swordsman. That appeared in much later in the games. So thankfully, it's not about some made up character like the live action version was.
Cole. Yeah. Oh, I forgot about Cole.
Yeah. But yeah.
I still have to watch. I'm going to watch the animated movie at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know they put out a trailer for it, but I didn't watch it.
Wasn't there like another one that you reacted to a while back? Because that's how much they've been making.
Yeah, Amityville in Space.
Amityville in Space, Amityville Thanksgiving. Was there an Amityville Christmas that they made before? Or
I don't know. I have to Google that one.
Yeah. How many more animated Mortal Kombat movies are they gonna? I'd be down for them as long as they do them right, but I can't really tell you because nobody knows. But it seems like they've been making this year by year, like yearly, because the Scorpion's Revenge one came out in 2020 when the pandemic hit, and Battle of the Realms came out last year, which ironically was also the same year as the live action movie, and now we're getting Snowblind.
Do you think that's the future when it comes to Mortal Kombat? Like, because I didn't really care for the reboot. I know they're making another one, but do you think it's better done in animation?
Well, maybe, but like if the next live action movie does if they fuck it up, then sad to say they'll probably reboot it again, and this is probably going to be the future as it is.
Yeah, the reboot of the reboot of the reboot.
The reboot of the reboot. Yeah. If they reboot it again, maybe they could do it better, but I don't know. I don't know if I want. I don't know if they're going to do it right this time.
Ah,
What's
yeah,
next? Amityville New Year. Uh,
it's inevitable.
Amityville April Fools.
Amityville, yeah,
Amity, Amityville
Labor Day.
St. Patrick's Day crossover with Leprechaun. Some animated Street Fighter movies. There have been quite a few animated Street Fighter movies. There was the one back in the 90s, Street Fighter 2, the animated movie, which that is much better than the Van Damme movie, if you're curious.
Okay, I have to check that out.
Yeah. It pretty much is a similar situation to the Mortal Kombat movies we've been getting recently.
Okay, yeah, the only one I've seen is the Van Damme movie. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I
Right.
do have it.
Right, yeah. There was also the reboot of that one called The Legend of Chun-Li, which was infinitely worse. I don't know. You never saw that one, right?
No, but I remember, yeah, the girl from Smallville's in that one.
Yeah.
Michael Clark Duncan, right?
Michael Clark Duncan is Balrog, and fucking Robin Shou is in the movie.
Yeah.
Playing Chun-Li's master again. Not Ken, the elderly guy from the games,
Yeah.
But it was boring. At least the Van Damme movie you could laugh at. This was just painful. Made you want to sleep almost.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing a trailer for it, and I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah, good, because I know you're probably more into Mortal Kombat than you are Street Fighter, but name one thing about that trailer that looked like Street Fighter to you, from what you remember.
Well, I probably have to. If I could think back, I haven't seen the trailer in maybe a decade or more.
Yeah.
So I mean, it just when did it come out? 09?
09, yeah.
Yeah. So if there's anything I remember, I just wanted to forget about it.
Yeah, it was dumb. It like not in a good way.
But yeah, just kind of. I mean, there's not a lot going on out there in regards to movie news. I mean, some people have died recently.
Yeah, Anne Heche, which is sad.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Anne Heche.
Yeah.
But so right now we got 6 people watching.
6 people watching. Welcome.
John Carpenter doesn't see the next Halloween as the end of the final film. He's like, I don't believe it's the end.
I kind of believe him because for what it's worth, they're probably going to keep milking this franchise.
Yeah.
So don't be surprised if you see Halloween 4. Hello, Ryan.
Ryan. Yeah, I didn't see the 2018 Halloween. I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah, I was gonna say Halloween Returns, but they already made Halloween 4 that title, Return of Michael Myers.
Yeah,
and that'd be a better movie than what they're coming out with, anyways.
A Piranha TV show?
No,
I'm good.
I'm good. That's better off as a one and done.
Yeah, we don't even need a Chucky TV show.
Yeah,
let alone a Piranha TV show. Yeah. So, is there anything you've been watching lately, or?
Went back and saw the Spawn movie again from '97.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, not the best example, but it was. I can watch it,
Mm-hmm. I haven't watched too much lately. Just kind of, I've been busy with stuff, but
yeah.
I mean, recently rewatching The Cable Guy and
Cable Guy, yeah.
Then up next, I'm going to watch and review Rumble in the Bronx for Grand Theft Ruben.
Yes, that's a good pick.
But that was a request. Yeah,
Yeah,
and then in another Jackie Chan film, Snake in the Eagle's Shadow, which I've never seen.
an early flick of his.
Yeah.
I think they'll make an animated Lassie movie.
What, in CGI?
CGI. I don't know. You know what? You know what they should make since we're on the topic of Spawn. A Spawn versus Batman animated movie.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know if you remember this. There actually is a comic where they cross paths.
But that'd be cool, though.
Yeah, kind of like what they did with Batman and Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. Like if you do it animated, I think that's the
Yes.
only way they could work.
Yeah, the DC anim. Of course, Warner Brothers Animation.
Yeah. But
Oh yeah, and speaking of Spawn, they're thinking of there's that reboot that they want to do, but who knows if it's going to happen or not.
yeah, is that the? Yeah, I mean, has there? I think Jamie Foxx talked about it recently, but I haven't heard anything new.
Talked about it. He talked about how he saw concept art for the movie. That's probably the most substantial you're going to get right now.
And what do you think about that? Like, what are your feelings?
On what, the concept art or what Jamie Foxx?
I mean, like a reboot of Spawn. I mean,
The reboot of Spawn, I'd be down for it as long as it's done right. But with given the current climate of comic book movies, I don't know if I should get my hopes too high.
yeah. Oh wait, we got Junebug here. Hey,
Hello.
Hey,
how's it going?
going.
It's going well, I suppose.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what have you been up to, man?
Not much. After I talk to you guys, gotta get ready. We got the good old tractor pull coming.
Okay,
Yep.
that's cool. The Rust situation,
What's that?
the Alec bought one.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Yeah. When
Yeah, Alec,
the incident that happened that brought back Vietnam flashbacks of what happened to Brandon Lee, right?
Alec Baldwin's still out there. That's the situation.
it's been
Hey,
there's other factors though. I mean, like Alec Baldwin, when the police actually came to investigate, refusing to give his phone when they actually had a warrant to search it. I mean, I don't care how Hollywood you think you are. You broke the law. If
yeah,
a policeman says they have a warrant to search anything, it's completely legit and all that stuff. You have to obey. I mean, Alec Baldwin, I like you in some movies, but you're kind of, as Fabio would said, he's a crackhead.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like there's some movies of his that he's good in, but like I heard like nothing but like a lot of bad stories about him.
Well, there's a reason. Let's put it this way.
Put Salve in the acid.
But Salvin is
You know
undeniable.
John,
You know what? I'm just gonna add something. Just give them, put them all in the Iron Maiden.
Iron
there you
Man.
go.
Yeah.
Really, a flock of ducks is going to trample. You think they're really going to?
Flock of ducks. How about a flock of crows so that they could peck at the motherfucker?
I think it's called a murder of crows. I don't know. Which, let's put it this way: there's a reason why Kim Basinger got full custody of Ireland.
Of course.
And we're not going to get into it, but usually in custody cases, it's the father who gets full custody. A lot of times, which you would think it would be the opposite.
Yeah.
But that's different between states. But usually it's the father. And for Kim Basinger to get full custody in California, I mean, and after I'm pretty sure Alec Baldwin did not help his case when he called. I think she was like 13 at the time. Called her a pig and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
I mean, and like what Mike Tyson said, maybe some people just need to be punched in the face.
Yeah. Hey, Steven.
Oh, Steven, out of bounds for dinner, right?
Hey, Steve.
For dinner?
What time is it over there?
Yeah, I say what time it is on your end, Steven. It's like 2:45 here.
Yeah.
Where's he at?
Yeah. That's Alec Baldwin.
Yeah.
Maybe since y'all want to visit.
Honestly, it's kind of Alec Baldwin's kind of been on the lately. It's kind of been on the case where it's kind of hard to separate the art from the artist because you murdered somebody. I mean, and I don't. Maybe it was an accident. I'm not sure, but the way you acted afterwards kind of proved something to me.
Okay. And by the way, I just remembered Steven is he's overseas.
He's overseas, yeah.
At the moment, I forgot. Hope you're having fun over there.
Yeah. To going back to that last thing about famous movies, sets, and locations we want to visit. I have been to Wilmington like a number of times, and that's a popular area for filming movies.
Yeah.
For me, I would like to go to Pitt's Gloria.
It's
it's a restaurant, and they filmed On Her Majesty's Secret Service there.
Oh,
okay. That's in the Swiss Alps, right?
Yes, it is. I would like to do that, and just visiting Switzerland in general would be all cool. So, I mean,
yeah, that would be cool.
Forget the stuff in The Sound of Music. I want to see Pitt's Gloria.
Yeah. Wilmington's great.
Yeah, it definitely is. They filmed the first two Ninja Turtles movie in there, and they filmed a lot of stuff. I think they filmed Cyborg in Wilmington as well.
The Crow.
The Crow, yeah, and Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah. And I think, the first Ninja Turtles movie.
The first two, at the very least.
The first two, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I drove by the big plant where it was the Foot headquarters. It's actually it's a cement factory.
Yeah.
Huh. See, that's
the cement factory in North Carolina. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a problem. Like there's movies that are filmed here in Kansas, but like, I mean, Kansas is what you see is just a bunch of flatland, so it's like hard to tell like where. Oh, they filmed it here, so.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Is there anything else? Like, is there any popular films that were shot in Kansas?
Kansas with Matt Dillon. Some of Twister was filmed here. Paper Moon.
Okay.
With Ryan O'Neal and Tatum O'Neal. I've been to some of those locations, but like, literally that's just like that wouldn't that be that exciting because it'll just be like going to a train station or going to a cafe,
Yeah.
So like no big popular movie was really filmed in Kansas. I mean, and Tatum O'Neal even returned here, which was huge, to do some movie where she played a boxer.
Mm-hmm.
And mean, there's movies filmed here in Kansas, but not. And the only reason behind that is, Kansas has in order to film here, they have so many laws about filming.
Yeah.
And the taxes. So
Oh,
we have
what kind of laws do you have? I mean, what is it? They can't pick the corn? I mean,
well, like for instance, small, a videographer cannot show. There's laws about like filming people without their permission, which makes sense.
Huh.
And the only reason actually behind that law is a senator here was at a party, and the person who was filmed at the party was not his wife, and so he sued, and of course the senator won. So they made it a law in Kansas that you cannot film people without their permission.
Oh, wow.
And and then like Kansas has a huge tax.
Scotty. I think John has a link, so in case if you want to join.
Mm-hmm.
This guy says that Dances with Wolves was partially filmed in Kansas. Is that true?
Maybe a little bit of it, but that was mainly South Dakota. I mean, I've been to some of those locations, but like that was Dances with Wolves is huge in South Dakota. I mean, I think maybe some of it could have been, but it was mainly shot in South Dakota.
Okay.
I mean, I actually do think. I mean, obviously, I think Wizard of Oz was filmed in Kansas.
Well,
I was just about to ask. Yeah.
I mean, I think it was. I'm not 100% on that. I mean, unless it is, a very convincing. I mean, heck, as a kid, Superman the movie fooled me, and that was in Canada. So,
let me guess.
You know what? That's what I want to see.
Searching for truth, justice in the Canadian way.
You know what? That's what I want to see. I want to see a Superman movie actually shot in Kansas.
Yeah. Who knows if we're gonna do that though?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, here's what I think. Maybe just say, okay, if I'm done. Are they actually officially changing it to Warner Brothers Discovery, or is that just what people are calling it? Is that official?
I haven't heard.
Okay, so as of right now, for the sake of argument, I'll just say Warner Brothers. But David Zaslav, the new head of Warner Brothers, honestly, he should just sit there and say, okay, Black Adam, tax write-off. And the Flash, tax write-off. And then maybe just start a cinematic universe from the Batman.
Yeah.
Because that was the popular movie that came out, and just do a fresh restart.
But now they're saying like any sequel to the Batman is going to be years away, and I'm like, okay, so we're not going to get the Batman 2 for a while, but you're trying to weigh your options with the Flash.
I'll be back. My mom is calling me.
Okay. What, Jimbo?
Just do a tax write-off with the Flash. I mean, it's going to be a flop because Ezra Miller, and I don't think the public is that interested in the Flash. I mean, the only thing that you could focus your marketing on is Michael Keaton is back as Batman. But then again, like, how many people would actually care? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
the only people that would care is for Michael Keaton's return. That's it.
So just sit there. Maybe that's what you do. Just say tax write-off, and then you more focus on, maybe having Robert Pattinson trying to work a cinematic universe starting with the Batman, because that movie made a lot of money. I mean, what it was, I'm not sure the budget and box office, but It was a hit. So
Yeah. I want to see a sequel, but I don't know why they're going to
uh-huh.
wait for a while. Like, apparently it's going to be years away. And I'm like, just go ahead and do it.
I mean, that's what you do. Just maybe do something like that. Continue. Make a new Superman movie, and actually maybe try to make a. I mean, I love, obviously I love Superman 1978. It's in my top 20 favorite films of all time. But it is a film that does have its issues, with
Mhm.
the especially with the time traveling, going around the world, and all that stuff. That's a little silly, but maybe what you do is, first of all, don't don't use Lex Luthor yet. Have Lex Luthor, but maybe, or General Zod, but maybe have Brainiac or something be the villain
Yeah.
first, and then maybe make a Superman movie. Because Henry Cavill, he was an okay Superman, but for me at least, Superman should at least somewhat have that Midwest charm.
Yeah.
And a lot of people who played Superman did not have that, to me. So,
Yeah. I didn't really care for Man of Steel either. I just very, I thought it was a mediocre movie.
well, yeah, and I don't know, Henry Cavill. It was like, is this Superman, or is this, like Wolverine or something? Because he was like as huge as Hugh Jackman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And and then I know it was the sequel, but then you got the worst casting choice ever to play Lex Luthor.
Oh, wait.
Jesse Eisenberg.
Oh, yeah. Fuck. I was like, wait a second. Who played Lex again? Because I totally forgot how, yeah, Jesse Eisenberg,
Oh,
pretty
oh
god
my!
awful.
I mean, and you know who originally they wanted to play Lex?
I'm going to say Bryan Cranston.
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
Yeah, I would just like to have seen that. You know what I mean?
Would have been, maybe, I don't know how that would have turned out, but, something different, maybe.
Well, he would have been better than Jesse Eisenberg.
He wouldn't be popping Jolly Ranchers like he did in, or was that Dawn of Justice? Yeah, he did that. Yeah, I totally forgot about Jesse Eisenberg playing
I mean,
Lex.
and I know Zaslav was talking about like continuing from the Schneiderverse. It's over. It's over. Yeah, people like the Snyderverse, but like it's over. You just say we're gonna do a fresh start from the Batman, and then make a new Superman movie, make a new Flash movie, make a new Wonder Woman movie, um, and introduce the Justice League, you know, slowly.
Yeah.
I mean, at, as far as like who do you cast as a new Superman, I think there's plenty of great unknown actors out there that would love to play Superman. So,
How about no more Superman for a while? I don't know what's your stance on that, but
if it's a fresh restart from continuing on from the Batman and making that, yeah. Plus, I think a good Superman movie, in a lot of ways, I think it's kind of what maybe the world needs, because I think we need some positivity and hope in the world right now.
yeah, I can agree with that.
And I think Superman can kind of bring that a little bit, so.
Yeah.
And as far as like, because to me, you do need, in order to make a good Superman movie, there's not a lot of directors that have that, but you need a director who could kind of bring that Richard Donner, Steven Spielberg type of feel,
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying get Steven Spielberg, but I mean, And so,
Somebody that's capable.
right, but somebody who could also kind of bring that hopefulness and all that stuff, And I mean, the only guy I'm actually thinking of, and it's mainly just because I think he does need to, he needs a restart in his career, but I honestly think James Rolfe could do it.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if there's anybody out there right now that could direct a Superman movie.
I think, well, I just think James Rolfe, because, he is a good director. I mean, besides his Angry Video Game Nerd and all this other stuff for Cinemassacre, the short little horror movies he's done are really good. And the other thing about James is, he's very humble, a very nice guy. And I think he could kind of maybe bring that to Superman a little bit.
Mhm.
And that would probably break the internet. The Angry Video Game Nerd, is directing Superman. So,
Yeah.
and as far as like casting, I mean, for Lois and Superman, just get an unknown. I mean, I don't know who you get to play a new Jor-El. I mean,
I don't know.
maybe Hugh Jackman.
Maybe.
And I always thought David Harbour from Stranger Things.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably the best actor out of Stranger Things, to be honest. I mean, I always thought he would be a good Lex.
Yeah, he might.
And no tech, because we need like that businessman Lex, and maybe mix in a little bit of the mad scientist,
Yeah. I mean, I would have loved to have seen Bryan Cranston, but
I mean, I would like to see Bryan Cranston too, but he's. I mean, in about 3 or 4 years, he's going to be 70. So.
yeah, I mean, and wasn't he considered for Superman Returns? I thought maybe I heard that somewhere, but
I think he was considered for Perry White.
Perry White. Okay. I thought maybe Bryan Cranston was considered for. We got Scotty here. Hey.
Hey.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
What? So Scotty's coming back.
Eventually.
Okay, there you are.
I thought he was gonna. So, is your next review then Days of Thunder? Or
I wouldn't say that. I just used the piece for kind of like uplifting and, kind of like uplifting music to try to get the spirits up.
Oh, you know what? With Top Gun Maverick being successful, that's what I want to see next. I want to see Tom Cruise do a sequel to Days of Thunder.
I know Wildman would be up for that.
As long as he doesn't call it Trickle Days of Thunder. Because that's a horrible title.
I mean, I would still see it regardless. So
yeah. Now here's the big question: if they do Days of Thunder 2, could Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise put their differences aside? Could they actually be adults?
Well, I have a feeling that because of Top Gun and Maverick, that they would probably do another one. Like, I know it was like maybe a month or two ago they were talking about doing a sequel to Legend.
What?
Yeah, like because of the success of Top Gun Maverick.
I mean, I don't mind Legend, but Legend didn't do very well at the box office, if I recall correctly.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, it has a cult following, but like, Nia Sarah has not acted in like 10 years.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that would really work.
I'd much rather have Days of Thunder.
Yes.
Just make another one.
Yeah, Days of Thunder. That's what we need. And I mean, I'm more just saying it because he's popular right now, and then maybe get like that kid who played Elvis, Austin Butler.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen Elvis. I don't know how good of an actor he is, but I mean, I've seen him in other stuff, but like, I don't know how good he's at playing Elvis.
I thought it was really good.
Okay. So you get him to play the maybe Rowdy's kid or something, you know?
Yeah.
Which that would be interesting to see him play the son of Michael Rooker. But
What if Clint Eastwood directed an Elmer Fudd movie? Come on.
be interesting.
That'd be a dark Elmer Fudd movie.
Yep.
At least Elmer Fudd would use his gun.
Yeah. So we got 4 people watching, but like the only one that's alter ego is commenting.
It's probably it's counting us.
That's true. But I mean, I'll go on for a little while. I mean,
Yeah.
Alex was on a minute ago. He may come back. We're going on right now, 52 minutes on my end.
Right.
So, have you seen anything lately, Scotty?
Okay, I think I did. I saw whatchamacallit. I know I saw on Tuesday. It was the. Let's see if I can. Oh yeah, I saw Nope. It wasn't too bad.
Okay.
Surprisingly, I noticed that Matt actually liked it. Rambo Ralph for Life.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Rambo Ralph for Life liked Nope, believe it or not.
Wow.
Yeah, he said it was maybe a little slow, and I have to agree with him. But it did pick up in the second half. I do agree that Michael Wincott should have been in the film a little bit earlier, because that's where he played a bit more of a role in the second half. So, I'm guessing you saw it.
No, I don't like Jordan. I mean, I don't like Jordan Peele as a director, so
You didn't like Get Out or anything?
no.
Why so?
Have you seen it Get Out or?
I did see it. I just thought it was. It's a movie that focuses on its twist, and I'm not really much a fan of that style of storytelling. So, I did end up seeing Prey. I did not. I mean, I thought it was just okay. Just okay.
What'd you think of the lead girl?
I mean, I thought she was good, and she was good looking.
Hey, what's up, Quinn?
Quinn in the house.
But it was more just she got beat up she got beaten up and all this stuff, and then all of a sudden she gains superpowers, and
the flower stuff. The flowers.
Well, did she get high off the flower, and did she gain superpowers, or what?
Did she become the flower puff girl or something like that?
And
was it a B12 flower?
I mean, even if that's part of
it was the woke flower.
It's a steroid.
The woke steroid flower. She became a wayman after that.
I mean, even if that's part of Native American lore, that maybe flowers can make you stronger. It's kind of stupid for story, narrative and visual media storytelling,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if you kind of set it up, like her brother sits there and says, "Oh, this flower is supposed to make you strong, like a warrior," or something like that. Maybe that could have worked, but you just randomly get high off of a flower, and then you can defeat a predator. I call BS. But I mean, I like I said, I mean, I did overall enjoy it, but that's my one big gripe with it. So, like I think I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. So
you liked it more than the Predator? You're saying?
the Predator gets 0. So
I hear a lot of people are saying the dog was the best part of the movie.
Of which one, the Predator?
Prey. Because
Okay.
in the film she has a dog.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
yeah, and my other big gripe with it, okay, is the crappy CGI bear. I mean, whatever happened to getting actual bears in movies? I
There
mean,
you go.
anybody?
Good point.
I mean, does anybody remember the movie Edge with Anthony
Yeah.
Hopkins?
That's
Yeah,
a great
I saw
movie.
it.
Yeah.
By the way, here's Quinn. Hey,
Hey, what's up?
how much? They were just talking about Prey.
Hell yeah. I didn't see it, so I can't talk about it. But I had seen an idea on Twitter that was, and I also had this idea separately, but a bunch of predators dropped into feudal Japan. That'd be fucking sick.
That actually
I also saw this.
Right there.
I saw this idea where it was like Nobunaga was a predator himself in this theoretical film, and that would have been fucking sick.
You think that's where we're going to go for the next one?
I believe it was compared to Violence Jack, the classic anime. That idea, where he apparently turns a guy into a cyborg with demon powers because he's a fucking demon. Hell yeah, that's sick as fuck.
Yeah, but I haven't seen Prey yet.
Yeah. I'll probably see it. I'll probably see it in the Comanche dub, although I don't like that it's a dub and not just separately shot scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been sick if it was separately shot
What's going on,
scenes.
Sam?
Hey, Sam. How was the nap? He was just in my Far Cry 6 stream.
Awesome.
Yeah, that game's fucking awesome. It's sick as fuck.
I've only played Far Cry 3, I believe.
3 is also great. I love 3 a lot. It paved the way for, what became the Ubisoft standard. Or as I've seen it referred to, ubiquitous. Heyo. It really describes them nowadays, though. Sucks. All their games are pretty much the same, which ain't bad, but,
So Jimbug, did you like Prey or?
Didn't he say he thought it was okay?
I believe the word he could have used that I think would describe it as mid. That's the term the kids are using these days, is mid.
I wouldn't even call it mid if I watched it. Right.
I didn't say it, so I can't say anything. Sounded like a sick idea. I would have preferred the idea I had, where it was like a backstory to the Lady Guerrilla in the first movie, and it ends with the Arnold raid. Would have been fucking cool.
Yeah, maybe the character would have been like an ancestor of Billy.
Well, no, I'm just talking about if it was it led into just the origin, the other side of that raid.
Yeah.
The origins of the lady in the first one, yeah. That would have been sick.
I don't know.
Yeah, what's up, Sam? I don't know if you saw my last video. I uploaded a little kind of comeback video that I will return eventually. In time.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I don't know if you saw
Jimbo?
Quinn, but you'll look. You might. I don't know if you saw Quinn, but you might recognize the music if you've seen the movie before. It's a very short video.
I didn't see. I'll check it out, definitely. I've just been kind of slacking on watching anything other than 3 channels.
Well,
Yeah.
I know.
There's
I'm pretty fucking boring,
ROTC.
it's understandable.
No, it's not that. It's not that you're boring. It's that I've just been sleeping and watching 3 specific shows, and maybe also usually the Come Town live stream that's constantly going.
Oh, by the way, we got Alex back. Hey,
Yes,
Hey.
I just finished one.
what happened?
I couldn't understand you.
I finished lunch. So I'm good.
Okay.
Hell yeah. Oh, you know what I got the other day? That's fucking awesome. Is the unbearable weight? Oh, green screen of Massive Talent.
Yeah, that's
Got that in 4K. It's fucking sick. Actually, it might have been my favorite movie I've seen this year. I saw some good ones. Yeah, I got it in 4K because I was balling that night. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I thought
That
it
was a fun
enjoyable.
film.
It was great. I loved Pascal. It kept me guessing. It both telegraphed everything so blatantly, but also left me guessing occasionally. Mm-hmm. It was great. It was everything I would have wanted from that concept, and more, I'd say even.
Now, is this like, I know people have said this is the comeback that Nicolas Cage. Do you think he's going to come back more from that movie, or?
I mean, I never dropped off with Nick Cage. Is the thing. I've always been like, oh, it's a Nick Cage movie? Hell yeah. We're watching that. Oh, he goes fucking wild in this movie? That's fantastic. That's why I watched him.
I still haven't seen Mandy.
Mandy's great. Oh, it's great. I don't have that on. Yeah, I don't have that on Blue yet, but I have it digitally. Fantastic. I gotta get the Blu-ray too.
It's got a few decent features on there. I'm glad that
that movie is one of the. I know I'm using this term a lot, but that movie's fucking sick.
Sick and trippy, but it's fun.
Yeah, well, I use the term "fucking sick" as like a '90s kind of throwback to when people were like "sick, dog."
Yeah, speaking of which, it has Bill Duke in it. So.
Fantastic! Yeah. Hey, Naked Gun. I've only watched parts of the first one since my father passed because he's part of those movies. But I was watching the intro to the first one, and it's wild that they got that level of production value. Like, comedies used to really have, and I guess there are some today that still do, but like, you don't think of comedies as having like production value usually.
Yeah.
It's not a movie where it's like a visual splendor usually. Yeah. But yeah, I still haven't gotten to Dad's part, but those are great movies.
Yeah, the Naked Gun trilogy.
Yeah.
Hey, Ty, you still there? I don't know, he's been quiet.
He's muted.
Yeah.
Maybe
there you go.
He's probably busy doing stuff. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
And he dropped.
Oh no, someone got scared of the boogeyman. Oh man, I got some soundtracks recently too. I got Session 9 on CD.
I still haven't seen that film.
Oh, it's great. It's very unnerving. It's, I'd say, one of my favorite horror movies, potentially of all time. One of the few that I think the digital look really sells, like the weird, odd nature of digital versus film. Because I believe it was the first feature film shot on digital. I might be wrong on that. I also got Jinro's soundtrack, which is super cool. I had to order this from Japan, but it comes with the sickest packaging. That's so thematically correct. And then I got the Rurouni Kenshin movie soundtrack, which is great. I wouldn't have gotten these, but they're not available on iTunes on Apple Music.
Which Rurouni Kenshin movie is that?
Trust and Betrayal.
That's anime or live action?
It's the anime. It's the anime movie where it deals with Batosai's origins.
Yeah, because there was a trilogy of live action movies like a while back.
I've heard those are good.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of Jerome Crab, but I will definitely check him out. Yeah, I just don't know.
Not the one-armed man, but he was the other villain in The Fugitive.
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen The Fugitive actually.
Well,
that's a great one.
Well,
I've heard it's great. It's part of that good, really good era of a Harrison Ford thriller movies, where there's like 3 movies in the 90s at least, and I think they're within a couple of years of each other, where it's just Harrison Ford deals with the IRA.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. Hell yeah.
Yeah, especially
fuck the Crown.
Especially when he played Dracula. Yeah.
Aquafina.
To be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of
that.
I'm not a huge fan, but I mean, if I'm not a fan of someone, I don't usually give a shit.
Who was asking who was that?
Yeah, I never hold vendettas on other like creators for the most part, other than like unless it's funny to do so.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of Aquafina. That's just
she doesn't vibrate. She doesn't resonate with me, and that's fine.
Yeah, for those.
It's okay if I don't think things are cool for me.
For those unaware, Aquafina is the main one.
To be fair, I also have barely been exposed to her at all.
The main female companion in Shang-Chi.
Yeah, no, I didn't see Shang-Chi. I haven't seen anything Aquafina's in. I just know her vaguely through her comedy work. Not like personally, but you know. Yeah, Rutger Hauer is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I have, no, I don't have that anymore because that was on Robbie's account, but he did a video game called Observer, which seemed really interesting by Bloober Team, who were positioned to potentially take over the Silent Hill franchise. Michelle Yeoh's fantastic. I will not stop singing Michelle Yeoh's praises, and not just because of Everything Everywhere All at Once, which also fantastic. That movie was super cool.
You go back
I need to get my watch.
Yeah, it's really good. It's another film I recently saw, and it's like, wow, that's one of the better films this year already I've seen.
Yeah, like
there was a sequence where there's a shot of people shooting AKs at a camera.
Yeah.
It's in the later action scenes, but the crazy thing is that it took me a second before I realized the gunfire was CG, because it's like there are tells, like the typical tells of CG gunfire is if the action doesn't move. Also, if shells aren't ejecting, clearly not CG, it's CG gunfire. But there were shells ejecting, but you could also see the safety was on. And with an AK, the safety is I don't have one. I have one in the closet, a replica, but
don't they usually add the effect of the gunfire?
Well, there's multiple ways of achieving a gunfire muzzle flash effect in digital, but you can also there's live blanks. I've worked with those. Those are pretty heavy duty. I mean, it's not like they're super heavily regulated, but it's like usually a union thing because of safety restrictions. Yeah. But I think it's worth it because I'm a guy who's very into firearms and that kind of thing. Yeah. So I notice a lot of things. I notice, like, when the model of the gun changes between shots, like, not necessarily even, oh, this was this gun and now it's an entirely different gun, but like, oh, this is a different make. They didn't have that exact same prop. Or it's outfitted differently, slightly. I notice a lot of those little details. But with the AK fire and Everything Everywhere All at Once, I'm pretty sure there were a lot of blanks used in that film. At least I think the CG was that convincing. But the shells ejecting from the AK, despite physically not being capable of ejecting, tricked me for a second. I thought that was brilliant. It's like, wow, how did they do that? It's like, oh, that's got to be CG, but it does not look like it. Shells are usually the giveaway. It was also a slow-mo shot, which is much more difficult to achieve in a convincing special effects like shells thing, because it's hard to animate in normal time, where it's just basically could just put it on the screen for a second. But with slow-mo, it actually like tumbled and looked like real physics. It was interesting.
And you mentioned how it's not just because of this movie that you praise Michelle Yeoh. I agree, because you go back to her stuff in Hong Kong. Like,
yeah, I was specifically going to. Apologies. Sorry, I tend to babble.
Police Story 3 Super Cop with Jackie Chan, and even her like other movies like Yes Madam and stuff like that.
Yeah. I also got into her through the series Strike Back Season 4. That she was phenomenal in that.
Oh.
Yeah, she was playing.
I keep hearing that Everything Everywhere was a pretty good movie with her.
It was fantastic, yeah.
You
I guess I missed my chance. But the first movie I actually saw her was actually Super Cop with Jackie Chan, and then she did Super Cop 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, Tomorrow Never Dies. Can't forget about that movie.
The Three Ninjas movies, never seen.
You've never seen the Three Ninja movies?
Saw a little bit of it.
Oh, I'm thinking of Enter the Ninja, which is phenomenally silly.
Yeah. Enter the Ninja, Revenge of the Ninja, Ninja 3.
Yeah. American Ninja, also great.
American Ninja, yeah.
Speaking of which, I just found out that Mr. Nice Guy, Jackie Chan, is available for free on YouTube. If it's still
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's a fun movie.
Yeah. My favorite Johnny Depp film, I'd have to say, honestly, Secret Window.
Oh yeah, he played it pretty well.
Yeah. I'd say that was my favorite Johnny Depp performance, because it's not like weird and wacky, it's grounded and interesting.
I would say my favorite's Ed Wood.
I haven't seen that yet. I've got it on DVD, but I haven't seen it.
That's really good.
I've heard.
It's an early performance. It would probably be.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what is my favorite.
I got no idea who Liu Yifei is.
That's the girl that played Mulan in the movie.
Yeah, don't know her. Is she the Mulan girl, the live-action Mulan?
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, I know where those death threats were coming from, but like, not like in a way where it's like I support them. It's like, yeah, definitely, that's a woman who would receive death threats. Unfortunately, that sucks. I haven't seen anything she's in so that I can remember, so I don't have an opinion on her. She just shouldn't receive death threats. The fun thing is, though, that I hear they did have Ming-Na Wen in as a little cameo in the live-action Mulan, which, fantastic, hell yeah. I wish nothing but the best for Ming-Na, because I worked with her on April Rain, and she's fantastic. One of my favorite actresses I've ever worked with. I've actually been watching the Book of Boba Fett, and I've actually been really liking the interplay between her and Tamora Morrison.
Oh.
I really actually liked Book of Boba Fett.
I wonder if you asked Ming-Na about Street Fighter at one point.
I don't think I did on set. I didn't really talk to her much.
Oh, okay, but she was great nonetheless.
Oh yeah, she's fantastic. She puts her all into everything, and she rules.
Oh.
I have no doubt about that.
What's
Yeah,
this
she
guy?
had a great story of watching True Blood on a plane while we were on set one day. She wasn't directly telling me, but I like overheard it and was like, "That's charming. That's hysterical."
Yeah.
Street Fighter. That would be-
Yeah, they were caught up in the comments.
Yeah.
I mean, well,
Someone did ask. Okay,
go
it
watch
wasn't that, but it was something before.
I honestly don't know if I've seen a John Waters movie. I just know the like legends of John Waters movies.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever actually sat down and watched one.
yeah, like Flamingos.
Yeah, I love the idea of who John Waters is. I just haven't seen his movies yet.
did he direct Crybaby?
Yeah,
I believe so.
Yeah, because I haven't seen Crybaby.
I've seen bits of that, and it's good.
Cancel the Flash.
Yeah,
It's crazy. That shit's crazy.
yeah. He asked you about what your thoughts were on Ezra Miller.
I don't really have much to say on Ezra Miller.
yeah.
You
If,
think
if Ezra's really doing that shit, that fucking sucks. Yeah. It's awful
think-
shit to do.
You think they should cancel it?
I mean, I don't think they have much choice eventually.
Maybe they should delete most of Ezra's scenes and put Michael Keaton in there.
Literally, Ezra's in basically every frame, is what I understand.
Yeah. And
That's
more, because
so
like,
funny.
Apparently he plays himself too as a villain, like Flash.
Yeah, he's a villain.
Ezra Miller plays Ezra Miller, the villain in The Flash.
Well, I mean, you could put it like that too. Yeah, if you want to.
I mean,
He was
reverse
a villain in the movie.
right?
Yeah, he was a
And in real life.
Yeah. So the guy that got
He's the Flash in real life. He's trying to just zigzag.
Hang on, I gotta cover our asses. Allegedly. There we go.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
how ironic they got Reverse Flash to play the Flash.
It was me, Barry. It was me who ensured that Ezra Miller would be cast as you and ruin your chances of having him film.
Yeah.
There's no way they can. There's no way they can redo that. I mean, it's just weird.
It just blew 200 million or so. And they can't bet. It's like, holy shit, they are starting to bleed money. It sucks, actually. But it's still very funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, people are bringing up, like, now again, the Ayer cut of Suicide Squad, which, by the way, I'd support. Absolutely, I'd watch that. I think there's potentially a really good movie hidden in Suicide Squad.
2016 or 2021?
2016. I liked 2020. I liked both of them, but I really liked 2021.
Yeah,
I thought that was great. And I liked a lot of aspects of 2016, mainly because I'm a big Ayer head, and that movie scratched a real specific little itch for me, which is that I like special forces guys shooting monsters. It's fucking sick.
Yeah. Going back to superhero stuff, I actually kind of want to see the Schumacher bit of that.
Sure, hell yeah.
They got it.
Yeah.
They said they got it.
I think it's funny when studios burn money doing stupid shit like that, and it might be cool.
Yeah, why don't they just release it? I mean, they say they
The Schumacher cut of Batman Forever, you mean?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, do it. Do it now.
Hang on, I gotta check which.
Yeah, I really liked Elvis.
It was a decent
I
film.
haven't seen it yet, but I heard some really good things.
Yeah. I just saw the clip of Tom Hanks going, "He's what?"
Yeah, he was
So memeable. You just start playing different types of music, like you start playing like Post Malone on the radio, and it's like, "He's what?" It's a great meme format.
Yeah, I would say, to be honest with you, the main star outshined Tom Hanks in that movie.
Yeah, I would hope so.
That's a given because he's playing the lead.
Yeah.
Well, Tom Hanks, I don't know what they were going for with the accent.
Probably something just ridiculous. That's Baz Luhrmann's style, ain't it? Just silly, dumb shit that rules.
Like very outlandish. Very
Over
It's
exaggerated.
silliness. I watched, by the way, Romeo Must Die. That movie rules.
Oh yeah, that definitely reminds me how much I kind of miss Aaliyah, because damn, she was smoking.
Yeah, we lost Olivia Newton-John. Forgot that. That's sad.
And I think she originally she was going to be in the second Matrix film.
Now I'm just thinking of songs that would go with the "He's what?"
Oh man. Well, I wonder
Just
what
Tom McDonald or something. He's what? Or you could go the other way. There's a lot of ways to go with that.
Going back to the Flash for a second, like, what does Michael Keaton think about all this? He was in Batgirl, which got canceled, and now he's about to be canceled again.
I think he just, as far as I know, he kind of doesn't give a shit about doing superhero movies anymore. So it's like, oh, whatever, I got paid, fuck it.
I got paid. I got the
Just fuck it. It's a
nice
paycheck
paycheck.
movie.
He's probably swimming in cash like Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah, it's like, who gives a shit? Oh, it got canceled? That's too bad. Anyway. I don't think he's really that attached to those movies from his own perspective. At least that's what I've heard. That's pretty. I mean, he got paid.
Probably feels more at home if he was actually doing a legit Batman movie. You know, where he's
Even that, I think he's like, who cares? Who gives a shit?
Yeah. He's Michael Keaton gets paid. I think he's okay about it.
Yeah.
Bobby.
As long as I get good compensation, I'm swinging.
Shit, I know Bobby a little bit.
Bobby,
He was just at the. I just saw him at the store the other night on Monday.
Isn't that the comedian?
Yeah.
I don't have much of an opinion on him. All I remember him is from TV.
Yeah.
A little bit in Harold and Kumar.
Yeah. He's always. I don't know how much. I don't recall ever interacting that much with him, but he seemed like a nice enough guy, and he kind of reminds me of myself in his timidness occasionally. I don't remember any of his material at the moment, but you know, there's a reason he's been around so long.
It's a weird question to ask you about him.
Well, Bobby Lee's been trending lately, so I understand why that might have been asked. Yeah. That stuff with his girlfriend, though, with Bobby Lee's girlfriend, was wild.
Tim the Toolman Taylor. Yeah.
Good old funny shit back in the day.
Yeah, funny show. I agree with that.
There's a Cumtown bit where it's that show, but then there's a hole in the fence
Yeah.
with a specific height.
Did you guys hear about the Salman Rushdie?
I have zero information about Salman Rushdie at the moment, at least that I can access.
Yeah, I don't know much about the person, but I did hear about his attack.
I think I confuse him with Anton LaVey a lot. I think I conflate those two guys a lot. And then I just did it with LeVar Burton, by the way. Wait, Anton LaVey, LeVar Burton, those are the same guy, right? I love getting stupid. It rules.
Galaxy Quest.
That fucking movie ruled, yeah.
I remember one time apparently some newscaster got Samuel Jackson confused with Lawrence Fishburne or something like that. And he's like, not all black people are the same.
Yeah, those guys are particularly different styles too, for the most part.
You know, I can imagine. I can just imagine Samuel Jackson saying "motherfucker" to that reaction. Yeah, to that question, like, what the fuck do I look like, Lawrence Fishburne to you?
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't go off.
I think the closer comparison would really be actually Jamie Foxx to Fishburne's performances. That's a closer comparison, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Now, granted, both of those guys have wildly different styles, but for the most part, at least. But there's a lot of, I think, similarities in intensity with those guys. Of
Just
quiet intensity. That
Just
is
out of curiosity,
restraint.
Quinn, did you ever see the film Nope, or at least heard about it? Or...
Not yet. I have plans to see it, and we've got the tickets. But they're like, there's a place near me that I saw Everything Everywhere All at Once with my mom, and it's a thing where they have like special seats. So we got rain check things because the seats didn't work. We plan to see it at some point. We were going to see it last weekend or something, but just insanely exhausted lately.
Yeah.
This is a question for you guys. Talking earlier about this. What do you think since we mentioned Jamie Foxx, what do you think of him being attached to Spawn?
He'd probably be good in that. I still have a fondness for Michael Jai White, if just because Michael Jai White's one of my favorite actors of all time. Just works on every level, comedically and like dramatically. He's one of the best. Just as a physical stunt actor too. Holy shit.
Yeah, he still looks pretty good for his age. He's still in shape, and I think he should at least been given a chance to. He should have. I think he got screwed around so much on the potential sequel because they had it written up, but for whatever reason they never get it off the ground. Either it's because they were hesitant to do it, or the script wasn't good enough. I don't know.
Well, yeah, just Spawn didn't do very well, did it?
It did okay. The budget was $40 million. It made like $54 million, so it wasn't huge. But I mean, it did better than Mortal Kombat Annihilation, which was a lot.
Yeah. That franchise got turned to cinematic dust for a while too, didn't it?
Yeah. There was talks of doing a third one. So I remember visiting the IMDb page back in the day where supposedly Paul W.S. Anderson came back, and there was some poster, but it looked like it was like fan drawn. Crappy art. And then Mink was going to direct it, and then I guess the hurricane and Katrina kind of prevented that from happening.
There was talks that Robin Shue was going to.
Yeah, Robin Shue, even Lyndon Ashby was going to. Yeah, he was going to come back. That would have been cool, but nope, didn't happen.
Didn't happen.
Speaking of Nope,
Warner Brothers got the rights to Mortal Kombat. They decided to reboot it. That took a while too, and then we finally got the movie last year. And now we're having this new franchise.
Yeah.
And there's also I don't know if Wright has seen this or if you've seen this, Scotty, but there's also the third animated.
Which one?
Mortal Kombat Legends Snowdrop.
Oh yeah, I think I have that. No, I don't have that. I have the other TV series.
Basically a series of animated movies.
Yeah. I've been watching the Street Fighter 2 Alpha animated movie. Holy shit, the Chun-Li Vega fight is so good.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The Street Fighter 2.
With KMFDM playing, it's just sick as fuck.
Yes.
90s animes are, especially the animated films, are something else, dude. Holy shit, the choreography in those are so good. Like Spriggan, fantastic. Every little motion has some kind of a logic behind it. And it's just like, damn.
Hey, Uriel. No, I haven't seen Bray yet.
You kind of don't get that raw impact of a lot of films lately.
Yeah, it's the choreography, I think, that usually isn't as good.
Yeah.
Like, it's because I think, and this is for me as someone who appreciates just a lot of or has really started to appreciate the dance of an action sequence.
Oh, absolutely.
But I think it is that, I don't know, it's just potentially, I don't know. I actually don't know what it would be. Because choreographers are usually, they're pretty good still sometimes. It's just...
Yeah, sometimes. But I think it also helps, it doesn't help that a lot of big action set pieces lately superhero movies regulate all CGI. So there's not that emotional weight.
And the animators typically aren't as... They're not as choreography, like, inclined as, say... Yeah, Ghost in the Shell 95 is one of the best films of all time. Like, Those are films where it's like, if it were live action, I could barely tell the difference. It's films that use animation as a medium to tell a live action story, like Jinro is another one like that. Same guy, or same screenwriter, Mamoru Oshii, although he got one of his guys to direct the actual thing. That's actually based in a series that Mamoru Oshii has been doing for most of his career called Kerberos Panzer Cops. And there's live action films, and they're also weirdly cartoony, actually.
Now, you said that you can't tell the difference if it was either animated or live. They eventually did do a live action.
Yeah, Elang, the Wolf Brigade. I've seen that where it transposes into a Korean reunification film, which actually I thought was an interesting idea. Although they did make some decisions that, in hindsight, do make it more accessible to modern audiences, but less of the message of what the Kerberos Panzer Cops are supposed to be, where it's like, these are beasts and not men, and there is no redeeming them. They are what they are.
Now, I know
Ghost
Ghost in the Shell is what. Actually, you know what? Message me. I have a digital copy that I don't need for a 4K version of it.
All right, I have to do that.
Yeah. Because I got it on 4K on Vudu, and then I got the actual disc on 4K.
Okay.
Yeah. And I love spreading Ghost in the Shell. Oh man, DeviantArt brings back memories.
I have.
Holy shit. Damn. Is that shit still around?
Yes, it is.
Damn.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I thought so.
Damn.
Documentary.
If I was doing this irony shit nowadays and with art stuff, I'd be killing it. I'd have been killing it in DeviantArt back then. Because I was doing, before the whole CWC... I mean, technically it really kickstarted in peaks, and the second peak was after Chris fucked their mom, and that sucked, but Sonic the Revolution had some of the best writing I've done.
Scarlett Johansson's a film.
Well, no, she's a brain in a jar, and Mamoru Oshii actually did say, yeah, that was good casting for the Major. I read that somewhere, and I always thought, it's like, yeah, it is a entirely fake body. There's no reason it has to be an Asian styled body, because it literally wasn't in fucking anime. And that's, I mean, I got Oshii to back me up on that. Technically he didn't create the manga, but you know, it's obviously based mostly on the first movie and a little bit of other things.
Yeah,
I forgot they made a live action Ghost in the Shell.
It was much better than I thought it would be.
much better than the Dragon Ball.
I had terrible low expectations. I actually thought she was pretty good as the Major. I thought the real the real standout in that film, though, as far as performances, was I really liked Beat Takeshi as Aramaki. It was weird that he was the only one that spoke like Japanese, like that, but it was also funny. And like it didn't really make sense that he was the only one speaking a different language, but it was also very funny. And it could be explained by, they can hear the translation with cyberbrain shit. Yeah.
Always kind of like how...
But Pilo Asbeck was fantastic as Bateau.
Was
Yeah.
Bob Black in that too?
He was in the first scene, and then he dies.
Okay.
He was good, though.
Sounds like how the NK reboot you had Hiro Yuki Sanada's good. It's like that. One of the only people that speaks.
Yeah.
We're saying Scotty?
I didn't say anything.
Okay.
He was blowing you.
I know that Bobby Reynolds asked something about Victor Salvo comes to the stream. I hope he doesn't. Otherwise, he'd do more than time his ass.
He won't be allowed.
I'll tell you what we'll do to Victor Salva. It's a blank gun, though.
I could tell it's Top Gun because of the orange.
Yeah, well, that's actually a more so it's to allow the gun to cycle safely when, like, closer to skin. It's for theatrical purposes, really, not necessarily, like, cinematic. See, it's got a top. It's a vent on the top of the barrel rather than the front.
You could be right when Victor Salvo popped in the stream. You do the big.
Yeah, I forgot because this has a working slide release thing. But yeah, I have an empty mag because I don't have blanks for it yet. got to research on the sound stuff for that. But yeah, so what I do is I hold the slide release. Just quick, makes it look loaded.
But lay down the law on child predators.
Well, that would legally probably be considered a threat, but
Hopefully nobody can sue them for having fake films.
I mean, to be fair, YouTube lately, I don't know. I have no idea who that is, to be honest. It weirdly sounds familiar, but I don't know.
He was in the first Star Trek film, and then he was on Seventh Heaven, that show.
Oh.
He was the priest.
He turned out to be a priest.
I mean, yeah, pedophilia is fucking awful. Anytime you bring up, oh, what do you think about this pedophile? I don't like them. I don't like them at all. I don't like pedophilia. It sucks.
Yeah, like, why? It seems like in every stream and hangout, like, someone brings up Victor Salvo, Stephen Collins.
It is true, we do. In that stream. It's all these streams do have that.
Well, sadly, Stephen
It's like
Collins
it's like a trenchy stream. It's like a trenchy stream with Junebug in it, and we're gonna talk about the fucking John Benet Ramsey case of the Black Dahlia murder.
Yeah.
It's just a given.
Yeah. Also, some of recent stuff, him and Dope have fallen out.
Well, that sucks. That sucks that they're having a falling out.
Yeah. Oh, they had a recent fallout? That's...
Yeah, over the Drago spinoff. I think Dolph said
sucks.
that Sly knew something about it, but I don't think we need a Drago spinoff.
He wasn't even aware.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised. I'm kind of surprised that she even said gave Anne Heche some her well wishes. I'm sure you know about Anne Heche, Quinn, and Max.
Not a lot. I don't know much about Anne Heche other than she's passed, which is unfortunate. As far as Ellen DeGeneres, I don't care for her.
She's not really that funny, isn't she?
I mean, I remember listening to the audiobook of her book, and it was pretty funny. I haven't watched her shit, like, since then, and I was also, like, 15 or something. So I got very little thoughts on Ellen DeGeneres, other than it's weird that she was trying to rehabilitate the image of George W. Bush. It was pretty weird. Not cool. As far as Rosie O'Donnell, I have very fond memories, or not just memories, an audio file of it, actually, of Perry Caravello and Perry Caravello reading out a Twitter DM thread they had, because Perry thought someone was doing a bio on the Big Three and him, and they used footage from driving the bus with my sister, or riding the bus with my sister, to represent Perry. It's one of the funniest, like, bits I've seen in the Big Three, where it's like, they just used, because I also have fondness of that movie because of the Opie and Anthony riffing on it, that I've listened to, and it's so stupid. It was done with such good intentions, and it's just so offensive of a portrayal. So I think that's very funny. I got no ill will towards people, like, offensively portraying people. Like, it's just, if it's clearly well intentioned, just so awful it's offensive, that's peak funny to me. Where it's just, oh my god, you don't even see how this could be offensive. That's so funny. Oh man, you know what sucks is I did a show, or I shot a show last night, and it's at my job where I do the videography there, and I occasionally do stand up. But my boss did a bit that's very similar to a bit I've done for like months. I know she didn't steal it because she hasn't seen me do it, but it was a bit about Roe v. Wade, about how, ladies, I get it, it sucks that you won't be able to have body autonomy for your abortions, but I have a solution. If you miss the 6-week deadline, you just wait until they're in 2nd grade. That one killed every fucking time. I mean, by that I mean children. Huh? What? Every time that joke, just the room popped, though. And now I feel weird about doing it, because it's like, it is parallel thinking very clearly. But it's such a joke I feel encompasses my sense of humor, where it's like the character is of a guy who's trying to mean well and just saying something so massively out of line he doesn't even realize. Just like, wait, hang on, kind of shit. I love that stuff.
Thoughts on John Cleese and Monty Python?
Fantastic comedians.
I haven't seen any Monty Python.
They're so fucking funny. The absurdist stuff is so funny.
Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Yeah, that's the one I remember the most.
I got very little thoughts on the Jenners and Kardashians. I think it's funny that the thought about it's like, yeah, just the thing about, so you know Bruce Jenner, and then it's like, yeah, you mean Caitlyn, right? And it's like, yeah, the person who murdered a person with their car. Caitlyn, anyway, yeah, she killed someone. It was, you know, it was a driving incident. I don't know anything about the intent, so I'm not going to do anything about that. Yeah, Coca-Cola's done some fucked up shit. Didn't they collaborate with the Nazis to do Fanta?
What?
I'm not a fan of the song.
I believe Fanta was like a Nazi product. I could be wrong. I'm just going to say that that's another allegedly. But I think I heard that somewhere, like they developed Fanta with the Nazis, which hysterical. It's just very funny as a concept. Just like,
You had this look on your face, Alex. I mean, do you drink Fanta?
Or Coca-Cola.
well, to be fair, I mean, yeah, all these big corporations, most of them have ties to the Third Reich, unfortunately. Like IBM.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't really bought
IBM's story's
so far,
fucking
so-
wild.
The only related cola that I've been drinking is from my local grocery store. And they actually have a new one where there's a reduced calorie one and it has less sugar.
Hell yeah.
I'm not a fan of Dasani, though, really.
Yeah, me neither.
I buy Nestle, or Pure Life as it's called.
I believe Coca-Cola, but actually, there's like 7 companies, period, that own everything. Speaking of this dark hole I'm going down, you guys should watch Trevor Moore's music video from High in Church called Kitty History. That one's very funny. It's so dark. Because it's just like, it's using the theory of like the multiverse theory. It's like, well, everything's like our universe in this universe, except they're all cats. And then it's like detailing an insanely dark history where it's like, Kitty Lyndon Johnson did the Vietnam War so his wife could sell helicopters, and it's like, it's just like ours, except everyone's cats. Just the increasingly relevant, or the increasingly obvious thought is like, wait, so this all happened with ours, right? Or it's like, yeah, kind of did. All the shit. Trevor Moore was murdered by the CIA. You heard that theory?
No, I haven't.
It's very funny. And potentially true. That shit was weird.
He's the only
All
person
right.
that's watching is Ruben.
I don't know.
I don't know how many people are in the chat.
Yeah, this was kind of out of the blue.
Yeah. Damn, Whitest Kids You Know was so fucking funny. It's such a fun... Especially, like, just the shit they got away with. Like, one of my favorite sketches, too, is the one where it's like, did you know it's illegal to say on television, I want to kill or it's illegal to say, I want to kill the President of the United States. It's like, super illegal! The only reason I can tell you this is because I'm telling you it's illegal. The only reason I can say it is because I'm telling you it's illegal. It's just so, like, dangerously playful with conspiracy. It's great.
Kill me with shred.
Yeah. I don't know, it sucks that she got death threats. That sucked.
Oh, she has.
I didn't like The Last Jedi, but I wouldn't give a shit enough to send death threats to the actors.
Yeah,
That'd be stupid. I just turned it off 20 minutes in. It's like, yeah, this ain't for me. Weird tone I didn't like 20 minutes in. It was the gunfight that Maz was doing during his Zoom call that I was like, you know what? I'm kind of over this one.
I saw the movie in the theater, and to be honest, even then I didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
I'm never morally outraged about a movie I don't like. Even if it's like, yeah, that's shit. I'll just try to find a way to either make it good in my head, which I think helps me creatively. Like, how do I make this good? How do I do? I think people use the term mental gymnastics as an insult a lot, but I think it's actually something very beneficial creatively, where if you go through these, just as a creator, you should always be thinking, how can I make my message better? And if you indulge in your,
If let's say you watched Prey, you think that would be your reaction?
well, I've heard, from what I've heard of Prey, I think it's going to be sick as fuck, and that's all I need from Prey is to be sick as fuck. I know what I need from any movie I watch, and if I get more than that, that's fantastic. And if I don't get that, it's like, then I'm wrong. Oh well, I wasted a couple hours. That's fine.
Yeah.
But if I'm start not liking it, and I can't make it fun by riffing or thinking it through how this could be good, like what is the intent of the movie? How is it intended to be taken? And trying to get into that mindset is always very fascinating for me, because I like to inhabit other theories, other headspaces, other perspectives. I love trying to see things from another perspective, or filter it through my own, and try to figure out how to make it good.
Yeah. But what do you think for the people out there that have seen it? They say that it's better than the first movie.
I doubt I'll like it more than the first movie. I doubt I'll like it in the same way I liked the first movie. The first movie is over-the-top spectacle, and this does not look to be over-the-top spectacle.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be... I mean, to be fair, it does seem pretty incongruous with the other films of the series, in terms of this looks more like Prestige, and maybe that's just the cultural identity shit that we're kind of being tricked with, but I think it looks like it's trying to be serious, which none of the other Predator movies really do. They're, like, vaguely serious.
The Predator was far from that.
Yeah, it's... I like that one, to be honest. That one was super silly and stupid, and I like that. I also thought Tremblay did a fantastic job, the kid. I don't know what I'd say the weak link of that movie was. I just kind of enjoyed it.
Did you say Olivia Munn?
No, she was okay in it. There wasn't a part of the movie I thought was like, wow, this fucking sucks. The only movie I've ever really been mad at that I can recall is, and I was really mad at this one, was Samurai Cop 2. Hated it. I feel, because I love the first Samurai Cop. It's one of my favorite shitty movies. It's the Room of action flicks. It's Lethal Weapon, but The Room. Catering specifically to like a weeb kind of mentality that weirdly the director doesn't seem to have. Like, it's like he was trying to emulate a storyteller that was obsessed with Japanese culture. But he got so many things weirdly wrong that it's like, wait, if you don't know these basic things about the Japanese culture, like that katana is not... And that could be because he was Iranian and didn't like fully have a grasp on English, I don't know. But like, the line of, it's called a katana, that means Japanese sword. It's such a bizarre line, because it's like, no, that's not what that means. A katana is just a model of sword that comes from Japan. It doesn't mean Japanese sword.
Yeah.
It's just a bizarrely structured sentence.
I think a problem with Samurai Cop 2 that probably could be the reason that people don't like it is because, like, it's like they knew that the first film was so bad as good, and the second one tried to do that with intention.
Yes, yes, absolutely. It's like the Asylum movies these days. They're all cynically self-aware, and there's not like a heart where it's like, I'm making art that you can tell. You can see the director out on a typewriter, despite being in the year like 2007. It's like, I'm on a typewriter. I'm making art. Or he's on the set, just going, we are making art, guys. Hell yeah. It's like, it's just, yeah, this will be funny to people, right? This is what people think is funny. This is what a bad movie is supposed to be like. And it's like, it's coming from a perspective of, let's make this movie bad intentionally, and that's such a gamble.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem to do it out of love. For, like, because it doesn't go, it's just weird gonzo. It's not like just, it's just, yeah, tongue in cheek. We get that it's bad, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
At least
we get it.
At least it's something like Street Fighter.
Yeah. When a movie doesn't know it's bad. It's adorable.
Yes.
It's my favorite thing.
Yeah. it's
Hubris
true.
type shit.
Yeah. Well, when something is out loud, that's
Was it because maybe you're upset that it wasn't trying anymore?
It's not that it wasn't, it was just that it was cynical, and it's just, it felt to me that the director of this one, the writer of this one, didn't understand what made the first one funny.
Yeah.
Like, they got all of the surface shit, but they didn't have the core of Samurai Cop 1 was trying to be something good. It was a beautiful product of cocaine, English as a second language, and just weird semi-competence. And I would actually say Samurai Cop 2 is the worst movie I've ever seen.
There's your answer, Ruben.
Yeah. The other one is potentially Woods of Evil, but that's still fun in some of its ridiculousness. And the fact that it's like they're obviously using onboard mics on the camera itself, on their DV tape cams, and it just looks like shit, it sounds like shit. The plot's so stupid, the effects are terrible. And it's very funny because it's like there's no one to sympathize with in Woods of Evil as well, including the two girls that get kidnapped. There's no one to sympathize with. Everyone in that movie sucks. And that's why it's great, actually. But I'd say Samurai Cop 2 is the worst movie I've ever seen.
I'm going to go with Going Overboard. Adam Sandler.
The worst collection.
What was the worst one, John?
There's two groups.
Go ahead, Alex.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Alex.
Two groups of films that I never watched. One, Uwe Boll's video game movies.
No, those are beautiful.
Number two, the fucking Seltzer-Berg speech.
The what?
Yeah, those ones suck. But I will say, I love Uwe Boll films. Because they're so, like, yeah, we're doing what the fuck we want. It's gangster, dude. Also the fact that he literally beat his critics up in Rich Low-Tech Kayanka, which is one of the funniest things on the planet. Just him fighting his critics in a boxing ring. Concept so funny. Uwe Boll's got a spark of madness and a weird semi-competent level of talent where it's like his shots are in focus for the most part. His visuals look okay. He hires guys who are clearly working guys, probably mostly commercial guys, and weirdly some very wild, like House of the Dead specifically, had some weirdly interesting cinematography despite making no sense within the context of the film. It was interesting. And his commentary on House of the Dead rules because he just, at one point, he just takes a phone call from a Christian Slater on the commentary. He's just talking on the phone. It's awesome. Unfortunately, that wasn't in the Blu-ray release. That's a shitty release, to be honest. Only in the DVD version.
I would say. What's got it?
I was going to say, that's interesting. Only on the DVD, not the Blu-ray. And the Blu-ray.
They didn't port any features over to the Canadian Blu-ray release I have, at least.
Which film was this again?
House of the Dead.
House of the Dead.
And there's weird levels of, like, what's even happening in, like, Alone in the Dark's effects, where it's like, they animate it, they have a scene where a monster jumps in the air, and they shoot it once, and there's the effect of a tracer, and it misses. The tracer misses the monster. And it's just like, wait, how did this happen? It's like forensics on a dead body. How did this happen, this sequence of images? Because there's so many levels of who that has to go through that it's just, how would this even happen? Because they have on the set, the plate of that is just angle on the ceiling. Yep. That's all that's physically there. So they do that shot. Then they have to add the monster. So they add the monster. They animate the monster. Or alternatively, they add the gunshot first. There's two subjects that have to be separately animated. How did these things not meet up in visual space? How did that not happen?
I don't know.
That's a good question.
Because I've done some visual effects work, and it's like, I don't understand how that effect looks so bad. Like, because like the models are decent. They're not great. They're shitty early 2000s CGI models, but they're okay. decently enough integrated for what's obviously a very small budget production. So, how did that fuck up even happen?
Yeah.
It's the best.
In that case, I'd probably go with the salsa bowl and spoon. Those are.
Yeah, those ones are the cynical types of it's like, ugh.
Alone in the Dark.
Yeah. Alone in the... It's like, there's movies done with love. There's movies done with talent. There's movies done with... there's movies done with love, talent, and also... What was the third one? I had a third one, but just cynically. And... Oh, movies done with crazy. And Uwe Boll has a weird mixture of semi-talent and crazy.
Yeah.
Just as a human being, that's who he is, I think. It's just... He's okay at doing stuff, it's just he's fucking crazy. Who's Tui Tran? I don't remember who she is.
What's that, Alex?
The Yellow Ranger from Mighty Morphin Power.
Oh, I was never a huge fan of the Power Rangers, so I don't know much about them. Yeah. Oh, she was the one who got murdered, isn't she?
No, not murdered. She got.
What?
Car crash. Yeah.
Car crash?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of the Ducky from Land Before Time, her voice actress, who got killed by her dad, which is like, holy shit.
Yeah,
Yes.
What's her name? Judith
Fucking
Parson.
wild.
Judith Barcy, I believe is her name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll
That shit's
probably go on for another 10
crazy.
more minutes here.
Yeah.
So what?
So I'll probably go on for another 10 more minutes.
Hell yeah.
Yep. Right on.
Yeah, because I gotta make
I
dinner.
totally get what right on target. I totally get what you mean about the kind of bad movies that.
Yeah.
Bad movies that. Are
It's like- Yeah, it's a movie made to exploit people who enjoy earnest art that's terrible. And just, yeah, that sucks. That unequivocally sucks most of the time.
Alex, what was the other movie you said that was bad other than the Yui Boll film?
The disaster movie.
Oh yeah, those. Did you ever like those films, Quinn? Since they were little parodies, like epic movies.
No. Scary movies, those ones were good.
Mhm.
But those
Yeah.
are the Zuckers.
Yeah.
So,
We mean like
first
one
two.
that was legit seltzer bowl.
yeah, those ones suck.
The only one I thought that was maybe okay at best was maybe a date movie, but after that, that's when they got ridiculous and just.
Well, it's not that it's ridiculous, I think.
They're not.
I haven't seen those in a while, but it's just that it's just...
But the police
It's
academy-
it's immediately dated humor.
Yeah.
Just because they make a reference to that, it just gets.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a core of itself, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
It'd be better off functioning as YouTube sketches.
Yeah, just like one of the ones I sketched that I didn't care for in the date movies. Whenever Allison Higgins' character is in that Pimp My Ride parody, and then all of a sudden she gets this makeover and she has like a Darth helmet kind of suit, and then all of a sudden, what's his face? Tony, I forget what her last name is. He's a short guy. He pretends he's Yoda for a few seconds, and I'm like,
You know,
Yeah.
these things seem more like fucking skits you see in like
Yeah, they're basically the nostalgia critic of movies.
yeah.
Same production value, too.
Yeah.
By the way, it's so funny to me that I didn't get into Pink Floyd's The Wall except for people dunking on Nostalgia Critic's review of Pink Floyd's The Wall. That's how I got into Pink Floyd.
I've never seen it.
It's dope, actually. It's pretty sick, the movie Pink Floyd's The Wall. But yeah, there's a great examination video of Doug's review called by a guy named Folding Chairs. And it's so funny. The things he says are just laser accurate, and that's why it's so harsh, because it's like just showing you the essence of Doug, where it's like he doesn't give a shit about Pink Floyd is the thought. It's like just does not understand what any of these songs are actually about. It's so funny to me to think about, like, he doesn't understand any of the context, or if he does, he has trapped himself in this character that is stupid. The Nostalgia Critic's defining feature is honestly seeing like certain examinations of his content, like Lady Emily's not expose, but her There's an account named Lady Emily, and she does she's a very interesting account, I think. But she did a examination of what's the fuck the little show. It's a series he had that was that was after Nostalgia Critic died in the movie. I don't remember the name of it. Fuck it. Hang on, I'll check it 1 second.
And for people out there who's watching, I'm probably gonna go up another few more minutes.
Yeah.
Throw in your questions here.
Yeah. 1 second.
Hey, Quinn, do you still think Kevin Smith's funny, or yeah?
I haven't really watched Kevin Smith stuff for a long time. Not because it's that I fell off with him, but it's just I just I'm not into that right now. I haven't seen any of his latest stuff, so it doesn't look like it would appeal to me.
Like Yoga Housers, for example, or Yozers.
I mean, to be fair, it's also some of that is blatant nepotism, and I'm not actually as against that as a lot of people are. As long as it turns out well, and it just sounds the problem is that it didn't really turn out demo reel. It's just that it didn't turn out too well. It's
I was half correct. It was real something.
Yeah, demo reel. That's a fantastic. Lady Emily does a fantastic video on that, just examining every instance of when demo reel's what went wrong with this. So it's like a postmortem, basically. I love postmortem on Nostalgia Critic stuff. Also, Oni plays impressions of Doug Walker and Nostalgia Critic shit. Fantastic. The Linkara impression is so funny, especially because it's such an obvious lighthearted rib at Linkara, and he just gets so mad about it. And it's why are you so angry at this? They're just ribbing you. They obviously were fans back in the day.
Yeah.
I love the Oni Plays guys. You guys ever watched them? They're so fucking funny. And they did this show called Smiling Friends, which is hysterical. I have not laughed at something like an animated series that hard in 10 years. Smiling Friends is one of the greatest animated comedies of all time, and I just watched an examination on specific methods that make it good, and it's oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense studying it from my more recent comedic perspective, where it's I understand why that is that way now, and it's just it looks effortless, but it's so they're geniuses, I'd say. I'd say those guys are some of the most, they're icons of terminally online, riffing silly guys. It's them and it's Cumtown, and they're just masters of being, basically, I would say it's not like idiot savants, where it's they're good at one thing, it's that they're so good at being stupid. They're so brilliant at that, at putting on the character of just having fun and being stupid and silly. It's them and Cumtown are the peaks of that, and that's some of my favorite type of humor, where it's just saying the dumbest shit possible. Just man, R.I.P. Cumtown. I'm gonna miss that show. Just ended recently. 7 years, I think. I think it was running 7 years. They were making I think $100K on Patreon a month, Cumtown.
Oh wow.
It was literally the producers in real life, but for a podcast. They were just, the whole goal of Cumtown was to be shitty as possible and dumb as possible, and people just kept throwing money at them, and they started hating doing it, and it got so funny because they were oh man, we're just putting in, they put in anti-effort. They tried to ruin their show, and it just kept getting money thrown at them. It's so funny.
You say that the people making the postmortem were fans of stuff.
Well, no, Cumtown was brilliant.
Yeah, but not us. I was more of an angry video game guy.
Oh yeah, I liked Nostalgia Critic, but then I hated Nostalgia Critic because he was cringe, but now I love him because he's cringe, and he has a good sense of humor about being called cringe. Unlike Linkara, who's don't mention the Lightbringer to me! I hate that comic, stop making fun of me!
That's a good impression of Linkara, actually.
I appreciate it. I've not really worked on it a lot, but it's such a fun voice to do. And it's not even that I mean him ill will. He seems to be sort of a dork, but it's who isn't? I'm a dork, absolutely. I love Lightbringer. I think it's stupid as fuck. Especially the first few issues, the only ones I've read, but hell yeah. He got that shit done, too. As shitty as the artwork was, he got it out, and it's made an impact, which is the goal of all life, is to be remembered. Well, yeah, Nostalgia Critic, he sounds more like, he's got a specific cadence where he starts real high. Actually, I think the comparison I saw Lady Emily make that was really funny was that it's basically they're just trash people and semi-self-aware that they're trash. The Nostalgia Critic movies, I've turned the gate on those, or whatever, turned the page on those. Those are kind of really funny if you look at it as, these are awful people. And the Nostalgia Critic is maybe aware that they're awful. Like, he is such a piece of shit in all of them. He's just a garbage human being that, if I met the Nostalgia Critic, the character, I would be disgusted with him. I'd be like, holy shit, you should be in jail. To some degree. But because he's not real, it's very funny. It's like the Fred movies. I actually think those are comic genius movies, where it's like, oh, the whole point is that Fred's fucking crazy. And he doesn't understand it because we're seeing the movie that he's telling us, but there's underlying clues that he's just a fucking psychopath, that he hallucinates his dad as John Cena. And it's just like, oh, once that clicks, it's like, oh, that's brilliant, actually. It's very interesting.
Yeah, Fred came and went.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually haven't ever really seen much of Angry Video Game Nerd, other than his appearance on Opie and Anthony, because Anthony was a big fan of AVGN.
But I think I'm gonna wrap up here for this hangout.
Good chat.
We've been going for a couple hours.
Fantastic. Sorry, I got a little high, so I tend to babble.
Oh no, you're fine.
I just felt a little self-conscious about taking over, sometimes.
Are you good, man?
Yeah,
Thank
if Rosetta was seeing some person doing shrooms, she'd flip her shit.
Oh, God, I want to do shrooms.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure, Quinn, you somewhat remember her. You're not familiar with her, John, but...
Who was it again?
She was the one that you had an argument with, some time ago, where you were talking
Rosetta
about...
Stone, yeah, I barely remember her.
Yeah.
Vaguely.
She thinks she's curvy, which she fucking ain't, so...
Who's that girl we both follow on Instagram?
Oh yeah, Ollie Daw. I noticed you followed her. How'd you know her?
She just popped up in my feed, I think because you follow her.
Yeah.
She seems interesting.
You aware of what you're talking about, John?
But you guys out there,
she seems interesting though.
Jumping in.
She is.
Fantastic, hell yeah. That last picture she posted looked like it'd be like a Ace of Spades type Joker. It looked like that. I thought that was pretty interesting. No, not the Ace of Spades, but like the Joker or the Jack. Just the way it was outlined. I thought it was very interesting.
Just FYI, she does occasionally do some gaming streams.
Fantastic. I'll check him out.
John looks like he has no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah, it's just some sorry, I'm saying bitch.